This is the Husqvarna 701 Enduro LR, and it retails in the UK for £10,699, and it is a long range. LR stands for long range enduro stroke adventure bike. We'll come to this. Now, it's a single cylinder liquid cooled engine. It's the most powerful single cylinder production engine on a motorcycle in the world, and it produces 74 brake horsepower at 8,000 RPM and 73.5 Newton meters of torque at the peak of 6,500 RPM, and it's an immensely powerful and blindingly quick accelerating motorcycle on the road. Now, what sets this bike apart from all the others, it's got two petrol tanks. You've got one at the rear, which the standard 701 Enduro has, and it's basically all under here, but this also has the front tank here, which basically is all of this, and you can switch with a little switch on the handlebars between each tank, so you can start with one and go up to the other, or if you were just riding short distances you can just use one tank only. But the amazing thing about this bike is its range. It does 67 miles per gallon, which is pretty darn good. And in the real world that gives you 310 miles on the tanks, or that's about 500 kilometers. So that's a phenomenal range, and this makes this bike somewhat of an adventure bike, even though it is not supposed to be an adventure bike. But with this kind of range you can go on some seriously long journeys and then find yourself off-road exploring the wilderness, the outback. Not that the UK's got any wilderness, most of it's been chopped down, but you know, there are places you can go, like we are here. Found ourselves in a wood near Silverstone motor racing circuit. Now, I love the simplicity of this bike. It's basically got two rider modes, which you can select by a little switch down here on the handlebars. You've got 1 and 2, and you hold it in and it lights up. And basically 1 is a sporty ride for the road, and 2 would be more suitable for off-road. It numbs the power a little bit, makes it a little bit smoother, so that you're not going to be cracking open all that power off-road in slippery conditions. And it's got ABS and traction control, which you can also turn off. You've got proper knobbly tyres on this. These are the Continental Twin Duro tyres, 18 inch at the rear, 21 at the front, and that's the optimal size for off-road riding. Sitting on this bike you get a lovely view of the road because there's nothing in the way, so you can basically see your front mudguard there, or fender, and you've got a fantastic view of the trail ahead. Like most bikes these days, you've got a ride-by-wire throttle, and that gives a variable output depending on the sensors that are going on in the bike and what the wheels and what have you are doing. This bike weighs only 155 kilograms without the fuel. And to put that into perspective, a week or two ago we test rode a sort of 125, call it an adventure bike. It's not really an adventure bike, but nevertheless that was 150 kilos on a 125. This is 155 kilos on a 701cc and with 74.5 horsepower, so you can imagine the difference between this and a 125 with only like 11 horsepower. So this is phenomenal. The seat height on this is 925 millimeters or 36 inches, and for someone like myself who's 6'3", that's just fine. If you're shorter, say 5'10" or below, this bike might be a bit too tall for you. Suspension travel is 9.8 inches front and rear, which is a fair amount for a bike that's road legal. It's nearly as much as a motocross or full enduro bike, and this obviously allows for some seriously good off-road riding. And let me tell you, this bike is supremely capable off-road, and you can pretty much do anything on this bike. It's not just a sort of a green lane bike. You could go over some serious terrain in this bike. You could get off the beaten track and forge your way where allowed, and this bike would handle it and absolutely beautifully. So I mean, it's a phenomenal motorcycle off-road, and I can't think of anything like it on the market. I mean, it's a wonderful piece of machinery with the long range tanks and the geometry that it has. This is a pucker, proper off-road motorcycle with touring ability. What else is there like that? Now, I've been on a sort of a quest in recent years, trying to find a bike that would be suitable for trail riding, something that's also road legal and good on the road. And this does it in bucket loads, because the acceleration on the road when you open this up is phenomenal. This really is a quick bike. Right, I'm going to use the quick shifter now. Listen to this. And it's also very manoeuvrable. You can chuck it around, it takes the corners nicely. It's a lovely engine. It's got a super gearbox, and let me tell you about the gearbox. It's got a quick shifter, and if you've never used one, there's nothing like it. You can open the throttle out and keep it pinned and change gear, and it goes ding, ding, ding. It goes through the gears like absolutely incredible. So I've never known anything like that, up and down. This is a beautiful bike to ride on the road, and as I said, as soon as you get off-road, it's like almost being on a fully fledged motocross bike. It's so good off-road. There's nothing like it. So I've been trying to find a bike like this for myself, and so far to date, this is the closest bike I have found to something I could use as a sort of a fun bike to go off-road exploring, and also to go on a bit of a journey to get there. So you've got the fuel range with the front and the rear tanks. Love it. This has a 6,200 mile service interval, which is very good. And the one amazing thing about this bike is there's a dedicated map for A2 license compatibility. So you can reduce the power, etc., to come into the legislation for, excuse me, the A2 license, and you can have this bike once you pass your A2 license. And then obviously once you then gain some experience on it and take your full license, you could just go back to the full power mode that it has, and you've got another bike, because you know it opens it up far more. So this is a bike you could sort of take with you as you progress through your licenses. Now the brakes are very good on this. You've got a single disc at the front and obviously at the rear, and it's got ABS and cornering ABS, so if you're laying the bike into a corner and you have to brake, it's not going to lock the wheels up and throw you off. So that's a very good feature. It's a beautiful looking bike. I absolutely love the look of it. It's a beautiful looking bike as well. You've got the guards here. And it's a minimalistic looking bike. It looks like a proper enduro bike, and it's really basically only one step away from a proper enduro bike. So this is a bike you can use on the road as well. For protection, you've got a little exhaust guard there, and underneath you've got a skid plate, which is made of a hard plastic. It's not metal, but that's perfectly fine. And the chassis is there, and the engine is a stressed member of the frame. Now, I love the look of this bike. This sort of tank that goes up like that reminds me of the sort of motocross bikes from the 1980s, where they had the seat going up the tank like that, and I think that's a very beautiful design. It's a wonderful bike to look at, and I'm struggling to find any faults with it. In fact, there aren't any. Now, here's a bit of a dilemma. If you were thinking of an adventure bike, then think to yourself, why do you want an adventure bike? If it's to go green laning and just sort of ride 20 miles somewhere and go off-road a bit, get this. This is phenomenal. An adventure bike is a heavy type of machine. They're very good on long journeys because of their bigger capacity engine, and you know, because of the cruising ability at, with a bigger engine is good, but they're very compromised off-road. We just test rode the Husqvarna, the KTM 790 Adventure R, which is a very capable off-road motorcycle. This would be better off-road than that, being much lighter and more nimble, and there's less of it to sort of move about. So if you want something for off-road green laning and some adventure riding, this is probably the better bike because you have the long range tank. If you were going to go extreme distances, then being a single cylinder, the way it's geared more for off-road than road, it's going to be revving, you know, quite high at long sustained motorway speeds for a long time, but that's just something you could live with, or just say, no, I need an adventure bike. But if you want something that's more for the fun off-road, then look no further. Noise-wise, this isn't too loud. It's got a nice tone to it, but it's not very loud. So obviously, if you are riding somewhere off-road, you're not going to upset anybody. You can obviously change the end can here and get a louder, more snappy sounding pipe, but it's perfectly good for what it does. Now, in the past I used to do motocross, and I've owned proper enduro bikes, and on the road a more race ready enduro or motocross bike is not very nice on the road because they're very snappy. This is a very good road bike, and it sort of takes away that snappiness that you get with a racing bike, gives you a very usable but very powerful road bike, and a very good off-road bike. And the verdict on this bike, as you can probably tell, is absolutely wonderful. One of the nicest motorcycles I've ever had the privilege to ride, and you know, get one, seriously, it's so good. I can't tell you, it's wonderful and amazing, and I'd be sad to give it back. So don't forget to leave a comment. We'd like to know what you think of the Husqvarna 701 Enduro LR, and obviously we love it. Please leave a like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and also check out our Teespring t-shirt store. We've got some merchandise that we have specially designed in our store. Some of it supports our channel, Mr. Darcy and the Old Man, and some of it is just motorcycle related without our branding.